Good day everyone, especially to you ma'am. I am Sarah T. Hortilano from BS8 to S2. My topic is all about material culture. Material culture is the aspect of social reality grounded on the objects and architecture that surround people. It includes the usage, consumption, creation, and trade of objects as well as the behaviors, norms, and rituals that the object create or take part in. Some scholars also include other intangible phenomena that include sound, smell, and events, while some even consider language and media as a part of it. The term is most commonly used in archaeological and anthropological studies to define material or artifacts as they are understood in relation to specific cultural and historic contexts, communities, and belief systems. Material culture can be described as any objects that humans use to survive, define social relationships, represent facets of identity, or benefits people's state of mind, social or economic standing. Material culture is contrasting to symbolic culture, which includes non-material symbols, beliefs, and social constructs. Pottery. Pottery is an easily recognized form of material culture, as it commonly found as archaeological artifacts represents culture of the past. The scholarly analysis of material culture, which can include both human-made and natural or altered objects, is called material culture studies. It is an interdisciplinary field and methodology that tells of the relationships between people and their things, the making history, preservation, and interpretation of objects. It draws on both theory, practice from the social science and humanities, such as history, archaeology, anthropology, history, historic preservation, folklore, archival science, literary criticism, and museum studies, among others. Another way in which material can hold meaning and value is very carrying communication between people, just like other communication forms such as speech, touch, and gesture. An object can immediate message between time or space, but both between people who are not together. A work of art, for example, can transfer a message from the creator to the viewer and share an image, a feeling, or an experience. Material can contain memories and mutual experience across time and influence thoughts and feelings. A study found that couples who have more items that were jointly acquired and more favorite items among the had higher quality relationships. The history of material culture. Material culture studies as an academic field grew along the field anthropology and so began by studying non-Western material culture. Also often, it was a way of putting material culture into categories in such a way to marginalize and hierarchize the cultures from which they came. During the golden age of museum, going material cultures were used to show the supposed evolution of society from the simple objects of non-Westerners to the advanced objects of Europeans. It was way of showing that Europeans were at the end of evolution of society, with non-Western at the beginning. Eventually, scholars left the notion that the culture evolved to predictable cycles. The study of material culture changed to have a more objective in view of non-Western material culture. The material culture studies as its own distinct discipline dates to the 1990s. The Journal of Material Culture began publishing in 1996. Collecting habits date back hundreds of years. Ian M. G. Kimby's Material Culture and the Study of American Life, written in 1970, tried to bridge the gaps between the museum world and the university and between curator and historian. Kimby posits the objects in museums are understood through an intellectual framework that uses non-traditional sources. He also describes the benefits to works on exhibit design as a vehicle and education. The archaeology. Archaeology is the study of humanity through the inferential analysis of material culture to ultimately gain an understanding of daily lives as past culture and the overarching trend of human history. An archaeological culture is recurring assembling of the artifacts form of a specific time, place, and most often that has no written record. These physical artifacts are used to make inference about the ephemeral aspects of culture and history. With more recent societies, written histories, oral traditions, and direct observations, and may also be available to supplement the study of material culture. Anthropology. Anthropology is most simply defined as the study of human across time and space. In studying human culture, an anthropologist studies the material culture of the people in question as well as the people themselves and their interaction with others to understand the culture in which an object is featured. An anthropologist looks at the object itself, its context, and the way that it was manufactured and used. The first anthropologist interested in studying material culture was Lewis Henry Morgan in the mid-19th century. He is most known as for his research on kinship on social structures. But he also studied the effect of material culture, especially technology, on the evolution of society. Later in the 19th century, Franz Boas brought the fields of anthropology and material culture studies closer together. He believed that it was crucial for an anthropologist to analyze not only the physical properties of material culture but also its meaning and uses its indigenous context to begin and understand a society. Claude Lévi-Strauss in the 20th century included the study of material culture and his works as an anthropologist because he believed that it could reveal a deeper level of structure and meaning, unattainable by typical fieldwork. According to Lévi-Strauss, material culture can recall the mindset of people, regardless of intervening time or space. Also, in the 19th-20th century, Mary Douglas thought that anthropology was about studying the meaning of material culture to the people who experience it. Marvin Harris, a contemporary of Douglas, put forward the theory of cultural materialism and said that all aspects of society have material causes. Sociology. The social aspects in material culture include the social behavior around it that the material is used, shared, talked about, or made. An object cannot hold meaning in and of itself. So when one focuses on the social aspects of material culture, it is critical to keep in mind that interpretations of object and interactions with them are the ones evoke importance and meaning.